I have two more properties that I want to go through. The fifth property tells us that when we are raising a term to an exponent, we're going to raise everything inside that parentheses to that exponent. So let's just go ahead and look at the example. We have 4x squared divided by y cubed, all raised to the second power. So when we have parentheses, we're raising everything inside the parentheses to the second power. So 4 squared is 16. X squared to the second power. Remember, when we raise an exponent to an exponent, we multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. And the same principle for the denominator, y cubed to the second power, we multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. Now let me demonstrate an important rule to know the difference of. Now there is a difference between negative 2 squared and parentheses negative 2 squared. Now, working inside the parentheses, we are raising negative 2 to the second power, meaning negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4, because a negative times a negative equals a positive. But for that first one, the negative 2 is not in parentheses, and the exponent belongs to the term directly in front. So it only belongs to the number 2 and not the negative. So in other words, when there's no parentheses, what we're saying is 2 squared is 4, and then make it negative. So our answer here is negative 4. And another way of writing this is negative parentheses 2 squared. The negative is on the outside, so when we square 2, we get 4. But the negative on the outside makes our final answer negative. And then the last property we're going to look at is negative exponents. A negative exponent can be written using a positive exponent by placing it over 1 as a fraction. We could also consider 1 over x to the negative a could be written as x to the a. In other words, when we have a negative exponent, we can, if it's in the numerator, we can put it in the denominator to make it positive. If it's already in the denominator, we can move it to the numerator to make it positive. So using these examples, we'll see that negative exponents has the same exact properties. When we multiply, we still add exponents. When we divide, we still subtract exponents. And when we raise terms to another power, we're still multiplying exponents, no matter if they're positive or negative. So in the first example, x to the negative 2 times x to the 5th, when we multiply, we add exponents. Negative 2 plus 5 is x to the 3rd power. And in our second example, we're raising everything inside parentheses to the negative 3rd power. And when we raise a power to a power, we multiply. So that's x to the negative 4th times negative 3. And y to the 1st power times negative 3. That is x to the positive 12. And y to the negative 3. Now you need to write your final answer always using positive exponents. X to the 12th has a positive exponent, but y to the negative 3 is a negative exponent. To make it positive, it's in the denominator. So to make it positive, we are going to put it in the numerator and write our final answer as x to the 12th times y to the 3rd. And that's our final answer because we have nothing left in the denominator.